Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks. Have you ever wondered how to continuously improve yourself and stay ahead of 99% of the people around you? In a world that's constantly evolving, lifelong learning isn't just an option, it's a necessity. This audiobook will guide you through powerful strategies to build a mindset of growth, develop habits that lead to success, and transform your life in ways you've always dreamed of. Introduction. The audiobook Educate Yourself Every Day and Stay Ahead of 99% People is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. We live in a fast-paced world where competition is fierce, and staying stagnant is not an option. Many of you are probably feeling stuck in your career, stuck in your personal growth, or even stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. You want to learn, grow, and succeed, but you're not sure where to start or how to make it stick. Some of you might be young professionals striving to climb the ladder, while others are entrepreneurs trying to stay ahead of the curve. Some of you may simply want to break free from the monotony of daily life and create a brighter future for yourselves. Whatever your situation, one thing is clear: you're here because you know there's more to life than where you are right now. Let me tell you something, I've been there. I've faced moments of uncertainty, times when I doubted my abilities, and days when I felt like giving up. But through it all, I discovered that the key to breaking free lies in one simple yet transformative habit: educating yourself every single day. I understand how overwhelming it can feel to juggle work, family, and personal growth. I know what it's like to feel like you're running out of time or energy. And I also know how frustrating it can be to try new methods only to see little or no results. But here's the good news: you don't need to have everything figured out right now. All you need is the willingness to take the first step, and this audiobook will show you exactly how to do that. In the next hour, we'll explore practical strategies to help you embrace lifelong learning, build habits that stick, and unlock your full potential. You'll learn how to turn knowledge into action, overcome obstacles, and create a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. This audiobook isn't just about theory, it's about real-world solutions. It's packed with actionable advice, inspiring stories, and timeless wisdom that you can apply immediately. Whether you're looking to advance your career, grow your business, or simply become a better version of yourself, this audiobook has something for everyone. So sit back, relax, and allow yourself to absorb these lessons. By the end of this journey, you'll walk away with clarity, confidence, and a renewed sense of direction. Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1: The Power of Lifelong Learning. Welcome to Chapter 1: The Power of Lifelong Learning. In this section, we'll explore why continuous education is not just a luxury but a necessity in today's world. You'll discover how lifelong learning can transform your mindset, open doors to new opportunities, and help you stay ahead of the curve. Whether you're looking to advance in your career, grow personally, or simply keep up with the ever-changing world, this chapter will lay the foundation for your journey towards success. 1. Why lifelong learning is essential. Let's start by addressing a fundamental truth: the world is evolving faster than ever before. Technology is advancing, industries are transforming, and the skills that were once sufficient may no longer be enough. As Alvin Toffler, a renowned futurist, once said, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, "I wish I had learned that skill earlier," or "I didn't know this was possible"? The reality is, if you stop learning, you risk falling behind. And trust me, no one wants to wake up one day realizing they've been left in the dust. But here's the good news: lifelong learning isn't just about keeping up, it's about thriving. It's about developing a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities and failures as stepping stones. When you commit to learning every day, you give yourself the tools to adapt, innovate, and succeed. Take the example of Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. When he took over the company in 2014, Microsoft was struggling to keep up with competitors like Apple and Google. What did Nadella do? He embraced a culture of learning and growth. He encouraged employees to adopt what he calls a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Under his leadership, Microsoft became one of the most valuable companies in the world. So ask yourself, are you ready to embrace a growth mindset? Are you willing to invest in yourself every single day? If the answer is yes, then congratulations, you're already on the path to greatness. 2. The benefits of daily learning. Now that we understand why lifelong learning is crucial, let's dive into its benefits. Learning isn't just about acquiring knowledge, it's about transforming your life. Here are 3 key benefits you'll experience when you make learning a daily habit. A. Skill development. Every day presents an opportunity to learn something new. Whether it's mastering a new language, improving your public speaking skills, or understanding the basics of coding, the possibilities are endless. Consider this: Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, spends 80% of his day reading. He believes that knowledge compounds over time, just like money. By dedicating even 30 minutes a day to learning, you can accumulate a wealth of skills that will serve you for years to come. B. Enhance creativity and problem solving. When you expose yourself to new ideas, perspectives, and disciplines, you naturally become more creative. Steve Jobs famously said, "Creativity is just connecting things." The more you learn, the more dots you have to connect, and the more innovative your solutions will be. For instance, imagine you're working on a project at work and hit a roadblock. If you've been consistently learning, you might recall a strategy from a book you read or a podcast you listened to that sparks a brilliant idea. That's the power of knowledge. It equips you to think outside the box. C. Increased confidence and self-esteem. There's nothing quite like the feeling of accomplishment that comes from learning something new. Each small victory builds your confidence and reinforces your belief in your abilities. As Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." When you educate yourself, you're not just changing the world around you, you're also transforming yourself. You become more self-assured, more capable, and more resilient. 3. How to get started with lifelong learning. Now that we've covered the why and the what, let's talk about the how. Starting a lifelong learning journey doesn't have to be overwhelming. Here are 3 simple steps to get you started. A. Set clear learning goals. The first step is to define what you want to achieve. Ask yourself, what skills do I need to develop? What topics am I passionate about? Write down your goals and break them into manageable chunks. For example, if you want to improve your communication skills, you might set a goal to read 1 book on the subject each month or practice public speaking twice a week. Having clear objectives will keep you focused and motivated. B. Choose the right resources. In today's digital age, there's no shortage of resources for learning. From audiobooks and podcasts to online courses and YouTube videos, the options are endless. The key is to find resources that align with your goals and learning style. If you're short on time, audiobooks and podcasts are perfect because you can listen while commuting, exercising, or doing household chores. Platforms like Coursera and Udemy offer affordable courses on virtually any topic you can think of. And don't forget the power of books, both physical and digital. C. Celebrate small wins. Finally, don't underestimate the importance of celebrating your progress. Learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Rewarding yourself for small achievements will keep you motivated and make the process enjoyable. Maybe you treat yourself to a nice dinner after finishing a challenging course, or you share your progress with friends and family. Whatever it is, take time to acknowledge your efforts. Bonus: a true story of lifelong learning. To bring these concepts to life, let me share a quick story about a man named Ray Dalio. Ray is the founder of Bridgewater Associates, one of the largest hedge funds in the world. Early in his career, Ray made a costly mistake that almost ruined his business. Instead of giving up, he decided to turn his failure into a learning opportunity. Ray began documenting every decision he made and analyzing what worked and what didn't. Over time, he developed a system of principles that guided his decision-making process. These principles became the foundation of his success and are now shared in his best-selling book, Principles, Life and Work. What's the lesson here? Lifelong learning isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's about turning experiences, both good and bad, into wisdom. By now, you should have a clear understanding of why lifelong learning is essential, the benefits it brings, and how to get started on your own journey. Remember, as Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." Embrace the power of lifelong learning, and watch as it transforms your life in ways you never imagined. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into building a daily learning habit. But for now, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned and start thinking about how you can apply it to your life. Chapter 2: Building a Daily Learning Habit. Welcome to Chapter 2: Building a Daily Learning Habit. In this chapter, we'll explore how you can transform learning into an integral part of your daily routine. You'll discover practical strategies to identify the best time for learning, overcome procrastination, and maintain consistency. By the end of this section, you'll have a clear roadmap to build a habit that sticks, and one that will propel you closer to your goals. 1. Finding the right time to learn. Let's face it, life is busy. Between work, family, and personal commitments, finding time to learn can feel like an impossible task. But here's the truth: everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference lies in how you use them. A. The power of small wins. You don't need hours to make progress. Even 15 to 30 minutes a day can lead to significant results over time. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, focus on creating small, consistent actions. For example, if mornings are hectic but evenings are calmer, dedicate 20 minutes before bed to reading or listening to an audiobook. Alternatively, if you commute daily, use that time to listen to educational podcasts. B. The Pomodoro Technique. If you struggle with focus, the Pomodoro Technique can be a game changer. This method involves working in short, focused bursts, typically 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This approach not only boosts productivity, but also makes learning feel less overwhelming. For instance, instead of saying, "I'll study for 2 hours," you can commit to just 1 Pomodoro session. Over time, these small sessions add up, and you'll be amazed at how much you've accomplished. C. Tapping into dead time. One of the easiest ways to incorporate learning into your day is by using dead time, those moments when you're waiting, commuting, or doing mundane tasks. Take the example of Elon Musk, who reportedly learned rocket science by devouring books during his free time. While most people might scroll through social media during their commute, Musk used that time to educate himself. You don't have to aim for Musk-level intensity, but even small changes, like swapping entertainment apps for educational content, can yield big results. 2. Steps to build a consistent learning habit. Now that you've identified the right time to learn, let's talk about how to make it stick. Building a habit isn't just about willpower, it's about creating systems that support your goals. Here's how. A. Start small and specific. When it comes to habits, consistency trumps intensity. Instead of committing to an hour-long study session every day, start with something manageable, like 10 minutes. For example, if you're learning a new language, begin by memorizing 5 vocabulary words each day. Once this becomes second nature, gradually increase the duration or difficulty. As Aristotle wisely said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. By starting small, you set yourself up for long-term success. B. Keep a learning journal. One of the most effective ways to reinforce what you've learned is by writing it down. A learning journal doesn't have to be fancy. It can be as simple as jotting down key takeaways from a book or reflecting on what you've discovered. Research shows that writing helps solidify information in your memory. Plus, reviewing your notes later can serve as a powerful reminder of how far you've come. C. Reward yourself. Positive reinforcement is a powerful motivator. Every time you complete a learning session, reward yourself, whether it's enjoying a cup of coffee, taking a walk, or indulging in a favorite snack. This creates a positive association with learning, making it easier to stick to your routine. Over time, the act of learning itself becomes its own reward. D. Accountability through community. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share your passion for growth. Join online forums, book clubs, or discussion groups where you can exchange ideas and stay motivated. As Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." Having a support system not only keeps you accountable but also enriches your learning experience. 3. Overcoming mental barriers. Even with the best intentions, mental barriers can derail your progress. Let's address some common challenges and how to overcome them. A. Dealing with procrastination. Procrastination often stems from feeling overwhelmed. To combat this, break your tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. For instance, instead of saying, "I need to finish this course," focus on completing one module or watching one video. Another helpful strategy is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Often, starting is the hardest part, but once you begin, momentum carries you forward. B. Managing frustration. Learning isn't always smooth sailing. There will be days when you feel stuck or discouraged. During these times, remind yourself why you started. Visualize the person you want to become and the life you're building through your efforts. Remember the words of Winston Churchill. "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Persistence is key. Every expert was once a beginner. C. Staying motivated. Motivation waxes and wanes, but discipline keeps you moving forward. To stay inspired, revisit your goals regularly and celebrate your progress. Surround yourself with reminders of your purpose, quotes, vision boards, or motivational playlists. For example, consider the story of J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before publishing Harry Potter. Despite setbacks, she remained committed to her dream. Her perseverance paid off, proving that persistence triumphs over adversity. Bonus: a true story of transformation through habits. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates the power of building a daily learning habit. Meet Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers and a polymath known for his contributions to science, politics, and literature. Franklin attributed much of his success to a simple practice: dedicating 1 hour each morning to self-improvement. He called this his Virtues Project, where he focused on mastering one virtue at a time, such as humility, frugality, or perseverance. By consistently investing in himself, Franklin achieved extraordinary accomplishments across multiple fields. His story reminds us that greatness isn't born, it's built, one habit at a time. Chapter 3: Mastering the Art of Learning. In this chapter, we'll go beyond the basics and dive into advanced strategies to help you learn more effectively. You'll discover powerful techniques to optimize your memory, retain information longer, and turn knowledge into action. By the end of this section, you'll have a toolkit of methods that will supercharge your learning process and set you apart from the crowd. 1. Effective learning methods. Learning isn't a one-size-fits-all process. To truly master the art of learning, you need to experiment with different methods and find what works best for you. Here are 3 proven techniques that have helped countless individuals achieve remarkable results. A. The Feynman Technique. Named after the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman, this method is based on the principle that if you can't explain something simply, you don't truly understand it. Here's how it works. 1. Choose a concept you want to learn. 2. Pretend you're teaching it to a child using simple language. 3. Identify gaps in your understanding and revisit the material. 4. Simplify and refine your explanation until it's crystal clear. This technique forces you to break down complex ideas into their simplest components, ensuring deep comprehension. As Feynman himself said, "What I cannot create, I do not understand." For example, if you're studying a new programming language, try explaining its core principles to a friend, or even to yourself. This exercise will reveal any misunderstandings and solidify your grasp of the topic. B. Mind mapping. Mind mapping is a visual tool that helps you organize and connect ideas. It's particularly useful for brainstorming, note-taking, and problem-solving. To create a mind map. 1. Start with a central idea in the middle of a page. 2. Branch out with related subtopics, using keywords and short phrases. 3. Use colors, images, and symbols to make connections stand out. Research shows that our brains process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. By turning abstract concepts into vivid diagrams, you enhance both retention and recall. Take the example of Leonardo da Vinci, who used mind maps to explore everything from anatomy to engineering. His notebooks are filled with intricate sketches and interconnected ideas, a testament to the power of visual thinking. C. Learning by doing. As Confucius famously said, "I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand." There's no better way to internalize knowledge than through hands-on practice. For instance, if you're learning photography, don't just read about camera settings, grab your camera and start experimenting. If you're studying public speaking, record yourself delivering a speech and analyze your performance. The key is to apply what you've learned in real-world scenarios. This not only reinforces your skills but also builds confidence in your abilities. 2. Optimizing memory retention. Memory is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Here are 3 techniques to help you retain information longer. A. The Spaced Repetition System, SRS. Spaced repetition is a scientifically backed method that involves reviewing information at increasing intervals. Tools like Anki or Quizlet use algorithms to schedule reviews based on how well you remember each item. For example, if you're memorizing vocabulary words, SRS ensures you revisit them just before you're likely to forget. This spaced approach strengthens neural connections, making recall effortless over time. B. The linking method. Our brains are wired to remember stories and associations. The linking method involves connecting new information to something you already know. For instance, if you're trying to remember the name Niagara Falls, picture a giant iguana surfing down a waterfall. The more vivid and unusual the image, the easier it will be to recall. C. Active recall. Active recall is the process of retrieving information from memory without looking at the source material. Instead of passively rereading notes, test yourself regularly. Studies show that active recall significantly improves long-term retention compared to passive review. For example, if you're preparing for an exam, close your book and write down everything you remember about a topic. Then, check your answers and fill in the gaps. 3. Turning knowledge into action. Knowledge is useless unless applied. Here's how to bridge the gap between theory and practice. A. Set actionable goals. Break down what you've learned into specific, measurable actions. For example, if you've studied leadership principles, commit to leading 1 team meeting per week using those strategies. B. Create feedback loops. Feedback is essential for growth. Seek input from mentors, peers, or even self-assessment tools to evaluate your progress. For instance, if you're improving your writing, share drafts with trusted friends and ask for constructive criticism. Use their feedback to refine your work. C. Embrace iteration. Rarely does anything work perfectly the first time. Adopt a mindset of continuous improvement by iterating on your efforts. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his setbacks, he replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each attempt brought him closer to success. Bonus: a true story of mastery through learning. Let me share the inspiring story of Dr. Angela Duckworth, a psychologist and author of Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. Early in her career, Duckworth struggled to balance her roles as a teacher, researcher, and mother. She felt overwhelmed and unsure of her path. Instead of giving up, she decided to immerse herself in learning. She devoured books on psychology, conducted experiments, and sought mentorship from experts. Over time, her relentless pursuit of knowledge led to groundbreaking insights on grit, the combination of passion and perseverance that drives success. Today, Duckworth's work has transformed education and leadership training worldwide. Her story proves that mastery isn't about innate talent, it's about dedication and deliberate practice. By now, you should feel equipped with powerful tools to optimize your learning process, retain information longer, and translate knowledge into tangible results. Remember, as Albert Einstein once said, "Once you stop learning, you start dying." Lifelong learning isn't just a habit, it's a way of life. Chapter 4: Staying Ahead of the Crowd. Welcome to Chapter 4: Staying Ahead of the Crowd. In this chapter, we'll explore how to differentiate yourself in a world where competition is fierce and mediocrity is the norm. You'll learn how to develop a mindset that sets you apart, leverage strategic thinking, and build a personal brand that positions you as a leader. By the end of this section, you'll have a clear roadmap to not only stay ahead but also inspire others to follow your lead. 1. The mindset of success. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of intentional choices and consistent effort. To stay ahead of the crowd, you must first adopt a mindset that prioritizes growth, resilience, and innovation. Here are 3 key elements of the success mindset. A. Focus on long-term value. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, those who succeed focus on creating long-term value. As Warren Buffett wisely said, "Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago." Instead of chasing quick wins, invest your energy in activities that compound over time, whether it's building skills, nurturing relationships, or creating meaningful work. For example, if you're an entrepreneur, prioritize delivering exceptional customer experiences rather than cutting corners for short-term profits. B. Embrace continuous improvement. The most successful people never stop improving. They view every experience, good or bad, as an opportunity to grow. Take the example of Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Despite her numerous victories, she continues to refine her game, study her opponents, and push her limits. Her relentless pursuit of excellence has kept her at the top of her sport for decades. As Vince Lombardi, the legendary football coach, once said, "Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence." Strive for progress, not perfection, and watch as your efforts yield extraordinary results. C. Cultivate resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. It's a trait shared by all high achievers. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey, who faced poverty, abuse, and countless rejections early in her career. Instead of letting these challenges define her, she used them as fuel to propel herself forward. Today, she's not only a media mogul but also a beacon of hope for millions worldwide. Remember the words of Maya Angelou. "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated." Resilience is your secret weapon against adversity. 2. Strategies to stay ahead. Now that you understand the mindset required, let's dive into specific strategies to maintain your edge. These tactics will help you stand out in any field and position yourself as a leader. A. Learn from the best. One of the fastest ways to accelerate your growth is by learning from those who've already achieved what you aspire to. Surround yourself with mentors, role models, and peers who challenge and inspire you. For instance, if you're an aspiring writer, study the works of authors you admire. Analyze their techniques, voice, and storytelling methods. Then, incorporate these insights into your own writing while adding your unique perspective. As Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Choose your circle wisely, and you'll elevate your potential exponentially. B. Build a personal brand. In today's hyper-connected world, your personal brand is your most valuable asset. It's how people perceive you and what sets you apart from others. To build a strong personal brand. 1. Identify your unique strengths and values. What makes you different? 2. Share your expertise consistently through blogs, social media, or public speaking. 3. Deliver value to others without expecting immediate returns. Take the example of Gary Vaynerchuk, a serial entrepreneur and thought leader. He built his brand by sharing actionable advice on entrepreneurship and marketing through YouTube videos, podcasts, and books. His authenticity and generosity earned him a loyal following and positioned him as a trusted authority. C. Leverage networks and communities. No one succeeds alone. Building a network of supportive individuals can open doors to opportunities, collaborations, and resources. Join professional organizations, attend industry conferences, or participate in online forums related to your field. Engage genuinely, not just to take but also to give. As Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, said, "Your network is your net worth." For example, Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn, attributes much of his success to the power of networking. He believes that relationships are the foundation of innovation and growth. 3. Dealing with failure. Failure is inevitable, but it's also invaluable. How you respond to setbacks determines whether you rise above or remain stuck. Here's how to turn failure into a stepping stone for success. A. Reframe failure as feedback. Instead of viewing failure as a reflection of your worth, see it as data. What went wrong? What can you learn? Thomas Edison's journey to invent the light bulb is a classic example. Each failed attempt taught him something new, bringing him closer to his goal. He embraced failure as part of the process, saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." B. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Self-criticism only hinders your ability to move forward. Research shows that self-compassion boosts resilience and motivation. Treat yourself with the same understanding and encouragement you'd offer a friend facing similar challenges. C. Use failure to fuel growth. Every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger. Reflect on what happened, adjust your approach, and try again. Take the example of J.K. Rowling, whose manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers before being accepted. Rather than giving up, she persisted, driven by her belief in the story she wanted to tell. Her perseverance paid off, turning her into one of the best-selling authors of all time. Bonus: a true story of breaking through the noise. Let me share the inspiring story of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. When Blakely first conceived the idea for her shapewear line, she faced skepticism from manufacturers, investors, and even friends. Undeterred, she invested $5,000 of her savings, learned the basics of patent law, and pitched her product directly to retailers. Her persistence paid off when Neiman Marcus agreed to carry Spanx in 7 stores. Within a year, the product was flying off shelves nationwide. Today, Blakely is a billionaire and a trailblazer for women entrepreneurs. What's the lesson here? Staying ahead isn't about avoiding obstacles, it's about finding creative ways to overcome them. By now, you should feel empowered with strategies to cultivate a success mindset, differentiate yourself, and navigate challenges with grace and determination. Remember, as Steve Jobs once said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish. Keep pushing boundaries, embrace uncertainty, and trust in your ability to adapt and thrive." Chapter 5: Inspiring Stories of Success. Welcome to Chapter 5: Inspiring Stories of Success. In this final chapter, we'll explore real-life examples of individuals who transformed their lives through education, perseverance, and a relentless pursuit of growth. These stories are not just tales of triumph, they're blueprints for your own success. By the end of this section, you'll walk away inspired and equipped with actionable lessons to apply to your journey. 1. The story of Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey's journey from poverty to becoming one of the most influential women in the world is nothing short of extraordinary. Born into a poor family in rural Mississippi, Oprah faced countless challenges early in life: poverty, abuse, and racial discrimination. Yet, she refused to let her circumstances define her. A. Turning adversity into opportunity. At the age of 17, Oprah won a beauty pageant that earned her a scholarship to Tennessee State University, where she studied communication. This marked the beginning of her career in media. Despite facing numerous rejections and setbacks, she persevered, eventually landing a job as a news anchor at a local radio station. Her big break came when she was offered the opportunity to host a morning talk show in Chicago. Initially struggling with low ratings, Oprah reinvented the format by focusing on meaningful conversations about personal growth, relationships, and self-improvement. Her authenticity resonated deeply with audiences, propelling her show to national prominence. B. Lessons from Oprah's journey. 1. Embrace your unique voice. Oprah's success stemmed from her willingness to share her story honestly and vulnerably. She once said, "Your legacy is every life you've touched." Find your unique voice and use it to inspire others. 2. Invest in lifelong learning. Oprah credits much of her success to her insatiable curiosity. She reads voraciously, interviews thought leaders, and constantly seeks new perspectives. 3. Stay resilient. Oprah didn't let failures deter her. Instead, she used them as stepping stones. As she famously said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." 2. The story of Elon Musk. Elon Musk's name is synonymous with innovation and ambition. From co-founding PayPal to revolutionizing space travel with SpaceX and reshaping the automotive industry with Tesla, Musk has achieved what many consider impossible. But his journey wasn't without its struggles. A vision beyond limits. Musk's entrepreneurial journey began at a young age. At just 12 years old, he taught himself computer programming and sold his first video game for $500. Later, after selling PayPal for $165 million, he invested nearly all his fortune into two highly risky ventures, SpaceX and Tesla. In the early days of SpaceX, 3 consecutive rocket launches failed, nearly bankrupting him. Instead of giving up, Musk doubled down on his vision. On the 4th attempt, the Falcon 1 successfully reached orbit, a pivotal moment that secured NASA contracts and ensured SpaceX's survival. Similarly, Tesla faced skepticism and financial turmoil before becoming the global leader in electric vehicles. Musk's unwavering belief in sustainable energy and interplanetary exploration drove him to push boundaries despite overwhelming odds. B. Lessons from Musk's journey. 1. Think big, start small. Musk's audacious goals, colonizing Mars, transitioning the world to renewable energy, are rooted in incremental progress. Break down massive visions into manageable steps. 2. Learn relentlessly. Musk attributes his success to his ability to learn quickly. He mastered rocket science by reading textbooks and consulting experts. He once said, "Constantly seek criticism. Hardly anyone does that, and it's incredibly helpful." 3. Persist through failure. Musk's story proves that failure is part of the process. As he puts it, "If things are not failing, you're not innovating enough." 3. The story of Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai's courage and determination have made her a symbol of hope and resilience worldwide. Growing up in Pakistan's Swat Valley under Taliban rule, Malala defied oppression by advocating for girls' education, a cause she championed even as a teenager. A. Standing up against adversity. In 2012, Malala survived an assassination attempt by the Taliban, which only strengthened her resolve. After recovering, she continued her activism on an international stage, founding the Malala Fund to support educational initiatives globally. At just 17 years old, Malala became the youngest ever recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, recognizing her efforts to ensure every child has access to quality education. B. Lessons from Malala's journey. 1. Education changes lives. Malala believes that education is the key to solving some of humanity's greatest challenges. She says, "One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world." Prioritize learning as a lifelong commitment. 2. Courage comes from conviction. Malala's bravery stems from her unshakable belief in justice and equality. Identify your core values and let them guide your actions. 3. Use your voice for good. Despite immense risks, Malala used her platform to advocate for change. Ask yourself, how can you contribute to making the world a better place? 4. The story of Colonel Harlan Sanders. Colonel Harlan Sanders, the founder of KFC, proves that age is no barrier to success. At 65 years old, Sanders found himself broke and living off Social Security checks. But instead of resigning himself to mediocrity, he embarked on a mission to share his secret recipe for fried chicken with the world. A. Persistence pays off. Sanders traveled across America, pitching his recipe to restaurant owners. He faced over 1,000 rejections before finding a partner willing to give his idea a chance. By franchising his concept, he turned KFC into a global phenomenon. B. Lessons from Sanders' journey. 1. Never give up. Sanders demonstrated that persistence is the ultimate key to success. He famously said, "You have to swing hard to hit a home run. Keep pushing forward, even when the odds seem stacked against you." 2. Adapt to change. Sanders embraced franchising, a relatively new business model at the time, to scale his operations. Be open to innovative solutions. 3. Start where you are. It doesn't matter how old you are or where you come from. What matters is taking action today. As Helen Keller once said, "Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it." Let these stories fuel your determination to overcome obstacles, embrace lifelong learning, and strive for excellence. Remember, success isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Whether you're building a business, mastering a skill, or pursuing a passion, the principles shared in this audiobook will guide you every step of the way. Audiobook conclusion. As we wrap up, educate yourself every day and stay ahead of 99% people. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key lessons you've learned throughout this journey. The power of lifelong learning. Continuous education is not just a tool for growth, it's a necessity in today's fast-paced world. By committing to learning every day, you equip yourself with the skills and mindset needed to thrive. Building a daily learning habit, small, consistent actions lead to extraordinary results. Whether it's dedicating 15 minutes a day or leveraging dead time, consistency is the foundation of success. Mastering the art of learning, techniques like the Feynman method, mind mapping, and active recall can supercharge your ability to retain and apply knowledge effectively. Staying ahead of the crowd, a success mindset, strategic networking, and resilience in the face of failure are essential to standing out in any field. Inspiring stories of success, real-life examples from Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, Malala Yousafzai, and Colonel Harlan Sanders remind us that perseverance, courage, and adaptability are the hallmarks of greatness. These principles are not just theories, they're actionable strategies designed to help you transform your life. Now that you've absorbed these insights, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take one idea from this audiobook and start applying it today. It could be as simple as setting aside 10 minutes to read, practicing active recall, or reaching out to someone who inspires you. Remember, progress is rarely linear. There will be days when you feel unstoppable, and others when doubt creeps in. But as Angela Duckworth, author of Grit, reminds us, enthusiasm is common. Endurance is rare. Your ability to persist through challenges will ultimately determine your success. I believe in you. You have the power to create a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and impact. All it takes is a commitment to educating yourself every single day. Before we part ways, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for joining me on this wisdom journey. Your time and attention mean the world to me, and I hope this audiobook has provided you with valuable tools to achieve your goals. If you found this content helpful, I'd love for you to share it with others who might benefit. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom Audiobooks channel on YouTube. Your support helps us reach more people and continue creating impactful content. Lastly, don't forget to leave a comment. I'd love to hear about your biggest takeaway from this audiobook or any questions you might have. Together, let's build a community of lifelong learners dedicated to growth and excellence. Thank you once again for being part of this journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and stay inspired.